Yeah, I had a little incident today. Got in a little bit of a hurry and was trying to get the sprayer in to make sure I had everything hooked up to the new tractor. Didn't quite have the tractor prepped properly. I'd like to blame it on somebody else, but I can't. But this happened. Yeah. The duals went into my running boards. It was a tragic farm accident. Oh, Lord. I can't believe I did that. But I did that. So remember, it's a busy time of year, but don't be a jack. Take your time getting stuff around. Take your duals off before you turn your sprayer too short. I really do need to think of something to tell Joe that happened to that sprayer, though. I don't know. If any of you got a good excuse, you can help me out. I don't want to tell him I just turned too short. The duals hit. And
I don't even think I'm going to tell Joe. It's barely noticeable. Well, maybe not so much. I guess it's been so wet that I couldn't say I swerved to miss this turtle. Yeah, or these two guys came in the driveway and I swerved to miss them and hit it. I guess I haven't used a good deer excuse in a while. I'd just say that it was all I could do to swerve, and if it wasn't for my cat-like reflexes, I'd have wrecked the whole tractor.
And we're doing this. New running boards. That's right. Yeah. Get that side done. Yeah. So, I'll set you up here. Remember, honesty is the best policy, and we got her put back together, so she looks even better than it did. Them are starting to get a little bit on the rotten side anyhow. Joe got the duals off. Now we gotta go put them in the shed, yeah, with a forklift. But time last night, she looks funny without her duals on her, don't she? Well, at least it won't hit nowhere anyways. When you turn, that'll be a good thing. Boy, I sure hope I got enough horsepower for that sprayer.
Well, with the sprayer put back together, it was time to go back to where I was, what I was doing before I wrecked the running boards on the sprayer and had to fix them. So backed it over to the pond. We got a little transfer pump set up there at the pond with a 2-inch discharge. And we pretty much use that pond water for our spray solution. Carrier, I guess you'd call it. Don't want to put a lot of money into the sprayer, so we don't have
quick hook down at the bottom. We don't really spray that many acres that we need something like that. So we just put the hose in the top and hook a little tarp strap up there, and then you get down and give a transfer pump a tug or two, and usually takes right off and pumps the water out of the pond and into the sprayer then. Now I wanted to get enough water in the sprayer to test the system, make sure I didn't have leaks, make sure the tips were spraying evenly, and of course I had to put enough in the tank so that it was up above the pump on the tractor, the spray pump, so I could get the air worked out of that system. Didn't want to have any leaks when we get to the field, of course, and have the actual chemicals in the carrier. So I pumped her up there. I probably put about 150 gallon in it, maybe somewhere around there. And you can see the blue starting to come up in the tank. It's got some aqua shade out in that pond, is the reason it's blue colored. We always keep the transfer hose up above the water level in the tank. That way there's no chance of backfeeding polluted chemicals or your chemical solution back into the pond, because they do swim in that pond. They don't use it for water, but they do swim in it. So I got about 150 gallon in that 500 gallon tank. Shut the transfer pump off and yank the hose out of her, and we're ready to go test it then. It was a cooler day out the other day when I filled this, and you can tell by the hose being so doggone stiff. I took her over to the center of the barnyard so I could unfold the booms and test the system then. I started up the pump. That warning alarm in there is the warning alarm for the PTO that I turned on. You can see the hose shake there down below me. I was trying to get the speed on the booms just right so they weren't flying up and down. The rams on them ain't very big on that old 550. The John Deere 550 sprayer is an early 80s model, I believe. We bought it used, Joe did, and didn't put much money in it. Of course, you know, it doesn't have to be much for what we use it for, and we did have to put new tires on it last year, but it's been a decent sprayer for us. I got out and bled the pump. There's a bleed screw in the pump, so you open that up a little bit and let the air work out of it. Now in this model of 550, it hydraulic folds down, but then you got to unfold the rest of it manually. So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm lifting the boom section up. You swing it around, and then it's got a chain binder. Once you get it to there, you put the chain binder up there and get leveraged up just right and give her a tug. Then you take the final boom section and flip it over, and then it's got a lock on that outside. It gives you a 60 foot of spray width. Of course, you got to do the same to the other side then. The hydraulics, you can, we're pretty flat in this part of Northwest Ohio, but occasionally you do have a small rise along the side of the field or something. So the hydraulics is nice. You can lift the booms up there a little bit and whatnot. Now I'm turning on the boom sections one at a time to make sure I don't have any leaks in the system. And of course I bring the RPMs up to check the pressure, which is what I'm doing now. Now you can't see the spray solution coming out of them tips. We're spraying 10 gallon to the acre with them tips, which is, it's a pretty fine spray for Roundup is what we're spraying. Now last fall when I finished up spraying, we were spraying pretty tall in the beans, I would imagine. It was either beans or wheat stubble, but I think it was second crop beans. And they were fairly tall. This model of sprayer does not have the hydraulic lift on it. It's okay, everything checked out real good, so we shut the PTO off. And then it's time to fold the booms up. You fold the right boom first. Just give her a little flip and she comes around at just a very nice speed. We got her set. And you do the left boom. Same way you did the right. It folds in behind it. Once you get them folded clear up, to put them in storage mode because they will leak off slowly as they are setting. You get down off the tractor and go to the back. Remember to like and subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our new videos. Thank you and make it a great day.